everyone, I'm Fred from Squash Guys. In this video, we're gonna take a look at the Black Knight Falcon racket. I have Andres here with me to help test it out so we can share our thoughts together on how it feels and bring you the best possible feedback on the racket. But before we get into it, please do us a huge favor, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. That way you can stay up to date on the latest technology and squash products, and it motivates us to keep making out content for you guys. The Black Knight Falcon has landed. Right away, I have to say this racket looks sharp. And if you're gonna name it the Falcon, it's gotta look sharp and play fast. I've always thought the Black Knight made some of the best looking rackets, and this one is no exception. Now, full disclosure, throughout my entire playing and professional career, I have been sponsored and supported by Black Knight. I was practically born with a Black Knight racket in my hands. My point is, while I've always held a bias in favor of Black Knight, coming from a retailer's perspective, it's in our best interest that I put aside all bias and give you an honest review on the product. Obviously, I want to sell you products that I do reviews on, but I do want to sell you something that you're not going to want to return because you were led to believe something that didn't match your own experience. So if something's good, I'm going to let you know, and if something isn't so good, I'll politely let you know. As I was saying, the cosmetics to me are really nice. It's a matte black paired with some jet black Falcon themed pattern design and the Black Knight logo on the inside of the frame. The racket really pops with a yellow bumperless grommet. A few brands have embraced the trend of eliminating the bumper guard, like iRackets and Technofiber with their X-Top series. And now Black Knight's doing the same, starting with the Falcon. Realistically, bumper guards are not going to protect your racket very much from breakage on the walls or the floor. The force of impact and vibrational shock received from hitting hard surfaces are going to be too much for a thin plastic bumper guard to protect your carbon graphite frame. It's going to crack and break. Removing that top layer of bumper plastic allows for a lighter head weight and increased maneuverability. And I've heard some people make the argument that it allows for marginally more string surface to get closer to that wall when you're dealing with tight shots. I'll be honest, if you're struggling to deal with tight balls, consult a coach for technique adjustment. The Black Knight Falcon is a teardrop open throat frame with a head size of 477 square centimeters and a 14x18 adaptive fan string pattern. The racket weighs 125 grams, including the string. It comes pre-strung with Ashway's Super Nick ZX Micro Black, which is one of my favorite 18-gauge strings. The strings bite into the ball really well, with a nice textured feel for more spin and control. And the ZX layer in the strings significantly increase the durability. Definitely one of the best high-performance strings out there. An 18-gauge string is going to pair very well with this style of racket, and it's perfect that the Super Nick ZX Micro comes in a black color to match this frame. The balance is slightly head heavy, so we can expect some more power coming from the head speed in combination with the maneuverable teardrop shape. The sweet spot is also gonna sit a little bit higher up on the teardrop racket. So considering all the specs, the Falcon is designed to optimize power and head speed. So now that we've had some time to test out the Black Knight Falcon, we wanted to share our thoughts on how it played. We both agree it looked really nice. It's got a nice cosmetic. In terms of how it plays though, it's got a lot of power, which is to be expected from the teardrop frame. The adaptive fan pattern makes the sweet spot sit a little bit higher up. So I definitely noticed that when I compared it with Andreas's X-Top, which is the Technofiber racket. And they both play very similar, but definitely a lot of control from this one and effortless power is just how it felt.
Good racket for players than playing so close to the walls. So for shoot carry balls is nice. You can feel in the racket for shoot the ball. You can choose the string partner between fan and regular.
That's right. You can switch it over between your standard straight up and down versus the fan. So that changes where the sweet spot's going to be and how much power you're going to get versus control. I was pleasantly surprised with how effortless it was to move through the air, considering it's still a head-heavy racket. So normally with head-heavy rackets, you feel the weight a bit more. But with it being 125, it's still very lightweight. So it's pretty effortless moving it through the air and getting your power. So I was pretty surprised by that.
Maybe other thing is that if you compare this one with the first racket with fan like a Head SB120, especially in this racket, you don't lose power. So the head one, you have control, but with this racket, you can get both. You have good control and good power.
Yeah, that's a good balance of both.
Good balance in both.
So So the Black Knight Falcon is pretty similar to the X-Top series rackets. It's almost like a hybrid between the X-Top and the head speed rackets. This is definitely made for the high performance players looking for that extra power, whether you're getting it from your wrist or racket head speed. It's definitely, because it's got a smaller head size than some of the other rackets, you definitely want to have some experience playing. Thanks again for watching. You can find the Black Knight Falcon available in our store or online at racketguys.ca and racketguys.com. As we're a new channel, if you could share this with anyone else that you know that's enthusiastic about squash, trying to learn more about the technology, or keep up to date on new rackets, that would be awesome.
Thank you so much for watching us.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.